This is an overview of Beaver Local Elementary School kindergarten through second grade standards-based report card. In this presentation, we will cover the purpose of the report card, standards as defined by the Ohio Department of Education, Beaver Local's reasons for adopting standards-based grading, assessment, and reporting, a snapshot of how grades will be reported, and a glimpse of the district's new K-2 standards-based report cards and how they are organized.
What is the purpose of a report card?
The purpose of a report card is to provide accurate information and feedback to students and their families on the progress towards meeting grade level standards.
What are standards?
Standards describe what students should know and be able to do at each grade level. The Ohio Department of Education has developed learning standards in the following areas. On the K-2 report card, we delve deeper into the English language arts and math standards. To explore the learning standards further, visit the Ohio Department of Education webpage.
What is the biggest difference between traditional letter grade report cards and standards-based report cards?
In the traditional grading system, grades are based on assessment methods. Quizzes, tests, homework, projects, etc. One grade or entry is given per assessment in the teacher's gradebook.
On standards-based grading system, the grading is based on learning goals and performance standards. One grade or entry is given per learning goal.
Secondly, in the traditional grading system, grades taken are based on a percentage system. Criteria for success may be unclear.
In standards-based grading system, expectations for learning are made available to the students ahead of time.
Thirdly, the use of uncertain mix of assessments, achievement, effort, and behavior to determine a final grade may use late penalties and extra credit, homework, etc. in our traditional grading system.
With the standards-based grading system, we're measuring achievement only, and it's separate from the effort or behavior. No penalties are given or extra credit.
In a traditional-based grading system, everything goes in the gradebook. It may be one grade taken for covering multiple standards, which really gives it an unclear understanding to parents of the student's strengths and weaknesses.
With the standards-based grading system, the selected assessments, example like a test or a quiz or a project, etc., are used for grading purposes.
Lastly, in the traditional grading system, they include every score, regardless of when it is collected. Assessments record the average, not the child's best work.
For standards-based grading system, we're emphasizing the most recent evidence of when learning is happening.
How did the Beaver Local report K-2 student progress to families in the past?
There are a number of different ways that Beaver Local Elementary has reported student progress. You may see a letter grade on a student's report card. It may be A, B, C, D, or F. You may see a percentage. You also may see an O, S, N, or U for outstanding, satisfactory, needs improvement, and unsatisfactory. Additionally, teachers would mark a check mark for areas that are assessed, a W for areas that are weaknesses for a student, or it may be grayed out for not assessed during grading periods.
Without letter grades, how will I know how my child is progressing?
On the new report card, there are going to be 3 levels of performance. You will see a 3, 2, or 1 by each item on your child's report card. If the box is grayed out, that means the standard was not taught during that grading period.
What do the 3 performance level indicators mean?
When your child gets a 3, it means they can perform the standard or task independently. For example, if the standard on the report card was to run a race, a 3 indicates your child completed the race on their own without any help. When your child receives a 3 on their report card, you know your child can independently and consistently perform the item on the report card. When your child receives a 2, that means they're making progress towards performing the standard or task independently. Again, if you use the race example, a 2 means your child needs someone to run with them, or they're close to the finish line, but they haven't crossed the finish line yet. When your child receives a 2, that means your child has demonstrated partial or inconsistent understandings of the skills. They are progressing toward the standard. When your child receives a 1, that means they have made limited progress towards performing the standard or task on the report card. Using the race example, this would mean your child just started the race, or maybe they're not ready to line up for the race yet. When your child receives a 1 on their report card, that means your child needs lots of support from their teacher to perform the task and apply the new information.
On traditional report cards, grades often include factors such as behavior, attendance, homework, completion, effort, and extra credit. Including these factors in an overall grade or score can make it difficult for parents and teachers to identify strategies to support students' success. Standards-based reporting eliminates teachers' ability to include such items, thus giving the true picture of your child's academic achievement. When evaluating for learning targets, as seen at the bottom of this illustration, these are known as standards, we will utilize tests and quizzes, observations and conferring, and projects and assignments. In order to provide parents social emotional feedback as well as grade level independence, we will utilize the characteristics of a successful learner. Characteristics of a successful learner are reported separately by reporting these separately. Parents and teachers have additional specific information to support each child's success in school. The characteristics of a successful learner include collaborator, communicator, independent learner, listener, conscientious, compassionate, and responsible.
What will the new standards-based report cards look like?
The front cover of our new standards-based report card will look very similar to our previous report card. You will notice the student's name, grade, teacher, school year, and attendance hours present and hours absent at the bottom. The back cover will also look the same. You will notice the end of the year placement, promotion to a grade, assigned to a grade, or retained in a grade, as well as teacher comments. However, what is reported at each grade level will look slightly different. Let's take a quick glance at the K1 and 2 report cards.
Kindergarten report card.
You will notice the English language arts, characteristics of a successful learner, mathematics, science, social studies, and our fine arts are all listed on this report card.
First grade report card.
The template is very similar. You still have English language arts, science, social studies, mathematics, fine arts, and characteristics of a successful learner. They may just be in a different sequence to allow for a better format.
Second grade report card.
Same items listed again, English language arts, characteristics of a successful learner, math, science, social studies, and fine arts. On the next two slides, you can see a comparison of the K1-2 report card standards for language arts and math. As you look from left to right, you can notice the progression of standards and how they change and develop as your child grows. On this K2 report card slide, you will see that all grades K2 will look the same for science, social studies, fine arts, and successful learner characteristics.
Additional benefits to standards-based reporting are ensures more consistency from classroom to classroom, provides more accurate representation of student progress for parents, and provides much greater detail to parents about how their child is performing in school.
How will this help your child? Research indicates increased student achievement when students understand learning performance targets. So students would go from, I think I'm doing pretty well at math, but I get confused sometimes, to,
I understand how to add and subtract multi-digit numbers, but I need to work on my addition and subtraction facts.
It is important to remember that individuals learn at different rates and in different ways. It is not unusual for a child to have a range of ratings, 3s, 2s, and 1s, in one reporting period.
Special education and gifted students. For students with accommodation, the content of the standards remains the same, but the instructional strategies and methods for demonstrating mastery of the standards may be adjusted. Progress reports and individualized education plans, IEPs, will provide more information on individual learning goals for students in special education. Progress reports and written educational plans, WEPs, will provide more information on individual learning goals for students identified as gifted.
If you have further report card questions, you should contact your child's teacher for specific questions about how to help your child. You may also contact your building principal if you have general questions about the new standards-based report card. Thank you, and we hope you have a good day.